Oh man, I do hate cutting off that beautiful track. That is an obscure Game Boy Color track. But we're not here to talk about Game Boy Colors. We're here to talk about Sega Genesis. How's it going, everybody? I'm Josh here at Bonus Stage, and tonight on Let's Listen, we are featuring the man in the mask, known by many names. But tonight we'll just call him T-Bone Five. How's it going, T-Bone Five?
Hey Josh, how's it going? Everyone in the chat, how's it going? Good evening, good night, or whatever you are. Good morning, maybe?
Yeah. Oh man, if we've got anybody saying good morning to us at this moment, then yeah, that's incredible. Getting people from all time zones. What's up? We got lots of cool people in chat. Nice to see you all here. Thanks for showing up and supporting this wonderful album. Yeah, as I said, we're here to talk about all the things that Nintendo don't. We've got a whole bunch of cool covers from Sega Genesis games, classic tunes, some good reinterpretations, and some lyrics too. Why don't I let you do the talking on that, T-Bone? Why don't you start us off telling us like what was the impetus? Why did you want to create an album all purely of Genesis songs?
Well, it's Sega is my favorite. We all know that. I mean, it's not a secret to anybody, and their music is just so good. I mean, especially that sweet spot between the mid '80s and the mid to early '90s was like top notch everything. So yeah, I decided to those tracks. Most of those tracks were released in another form, so I tweaked them a bit before coming to this album. And this is pretty much the let's say the heaven for these tracks. Those tracks weren't. Yeah, that's why it's called Genesis Paradise. I mean, it's heaven for those tracks because they need some place to go to be all they could be. So this is the main reason why I put these tracks together in this bunch of tracks specifically. So yeah, actually, there's a fun thing about it. Despite being called Genesis Paradise, there are at least two tracks there that aren't Genesis.
Whoa! Spoiler alert. Okay. Well,
Spoiler alert. Yeah,
do you want to point those out now, or are we going to talk about that when we get there?
I think we can talk about it when we get there. It's
Okay.
not the first one. I can assure you that.
Nice. We're going to start strong in the spirit of the title of the album. I love that. I didn't grow up owning a lot of systems. I would usually go over to a family member's place or a neighbor's place and play a whole bunch. Genesis, definitely, I have a soft spot for that. I mean, especially the Sonic games like Jungle and Desert Strike, as well as
Oh, I
some
used
other
to love
obscure
Desert
ones.
Strike, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
much
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Oh man, but I definitely want to hear about your experience growing up and your love and affiliation with the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, actually, it's called the Sega Mega Drive, right?
Right.
Yeah, here we didn't call it the Genesis officially. It was the Mega Drive. But yeah, it was the main thing because I only had a Master System. Actually, at first I had an Atari. And then because of a game called Double Dragon, I begged and wished and throw trantunes to my parents. I need the new system with Double Dragon. So they got me and my brother a Master System. And then about, I don't know, a couple of years later, I remember I went into a video rental store to rent a Master System game for the weekend, and I saw a Sega Genesis or a Mega Drive, brand new, playing Altered Beast, two players at the same time. Both me and my brother look at each other. We can do that at home? It's not an arcade, it's something we can buy. So the process repeat. We start throwing trantunes and begging our parents and all that. And then they bought us a Mega Drive with the condition that we had to sell our Master System to afford the the Mega Drive. Funny thing is, we never sold the Master System. Oh, nobody wanted to buy it. I think me and my brother were maybe putting the price a little bit too high, so no one would buy it. Yeah, so that started with the whole thing, and yeah, the Mega Drive is like pretty much everything from my teenage years is playing the Mega Drive. I didn't have a Super Nintendo for a long time. Actually, my brother got one around midlife of the SNES, and for me it was always the Mega Drive. That was my console, and the SNES was his thing because he loved much more sports games and stuff, and he loved that international superstar soccer, especially. So that's the reason he bought a Super Nintendo for himself. He was a bit older; he already worked, and I was a little bit younger, so I got the Mega Drive all to myself, and that's pretty much a lot of nights and weekends and all that playing the little Sega thing. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, and a lot of the tracks that you cover are from single player games. You've got a lot of RPGs featured. You've got a lot of single player
Yeah,
platforms and
mostly
stuff
what
like
I
that.
played is single player. I hardly ever played multiplayer games, and even to this day, I don't play online a lot. Actually, almost never. I just do some sim racing online, and that's pretty much it. The rest is all single player. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of something that I tend to gravitate towards. Maybe I
That's
don't know.
so
I'm
funny
not sure.
because sat there in the store with your brother. We can play two players at a time, and
Yeah, and I never really played time. Yeah, except Double Dragon and Outer Beast and those kind of games. Streets of Rage too. Yeah, we used to play a
okay,
lot of that.
yeah.
So yeah, we did play a couple of two-player games, I guess.
You just had
maybe
to
not as
work hard
maybe
to
not
think
as
about
much as we initially hoped for.
it. Yeah. Oh man. Well, this album starts out with a track from it could be a two-player game. It always feels like the second player is the little brother. So
So
like
I'm the second player. I'm the little
you're
brother.
Tails.
Yeah,
You're the
I'm
one who got
Tails in this
left
case.
behind and is the utility to get up into the sky, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh man. But you've added some lyrics and you've got a collaborator for this track. Why don't you tell us a little bit
yeah.
before we
This
dig in?
was arranged for DoD for Dwelling of Duels. This was arranged for the vocal month. And yeah, I got the beautiful Cavatina singing, and this is my attempt of maybe doing a city pop kind of vibe. So that was what I was aiming for. Of course, I'm not talented enough to nail exactly that vibe, but who is really? Who can play bass like that? Not me, that's for sure. Yeah. So that's the idea behind that arrangement. Is do a little bit of city pop and be a little dance and groovy and starting off easy. Yeah. And I wrote the lyrics myself, which is probably not a good idea because English is not my first language. So, but at least Cavatina helped me with a couple of words and stuff. So yeah, and she nailed the vocals. So it's the really beautiful part of the track, and yeah, the most beautiful part of the track for sure.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're gonna listen to that track and then sorry, I just actually didn't get my notes in front of me here. Yeah, we're gonna listen to the cover of Hilltop Zone, and then we're gonna hear your cover of the Fantasy Star intro track, and we'll be talking about that track after we come back. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So with that in mind, folks, let's listen.
My heart races when I see you dancing and moving across the room.
era. I know that you wouldn't ask this of me if there was any other way. Your death will not be meaningless. I swear it. Watch over and protect me, big brother. I'm off to kill the most powerful man in the world.
Oh wow! Oh, that was an awesome, awesome start to the album. Love that take. Love the lyrics. All the sounds in that Sonic 2 track were awesome. I have to say, the Fantasy Star intro surprises me a little bit because I understand the Fantasy Star series as being kind of like an epic fantasy game, and I just imagine the intro theme being, a little bit zestier, but we've got a pretty chill take.
Yeah,
How
it
far from
is
the original have we strayed here?
not much
Okay.
actually. Not much. The original track is pretty slow and chill because the game starts with a sad moment.
Oh, okay.
I I don't consider the first thing to be a spoiler, so let's spoil it. But yeah, the brother of the main protagonist, the girl, dies, and he basically tells her that she has to save the world. Typical RPG stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
Just a Monday.
The
You go and save
motive
the
is
world. Yeah,
there. You've got a family tie, a loss, and there's your plot device for moving things forward. Uh,
exactly. Yeah. So basically, she decides I'm gonna revenge my brother. So yeah, fuck the
awesome.
bad guy.
Oh man. So this is one of the games that you have played, Fantasy Star. Is Did that one start on the Genesis or did that one start on the Master System?
That started on the Master System. Yes.
Aha! Okay, we've got our
That
first
game is
culprit.
that game is could be called exclusive for the Master System. There are a couple of remakes on the Genesis in Japan of the Mega Drive, and another one for Sega Saturn in Japan only again. So yeah, in the Western world was just released on the Master System.
Okay, I'm trying to remember because there was that. There's the mobile Genesis Classic Collection. Um,
Oh
did, I feel like at least two, but I'm pretty sure two was on the Mega
yeah,
Drive.
Two
I can't
is an
remember.
original Mega Drive game, so yeah, it's probably there. But the first one had to be ported to be on the Mega Drive.
Okay, Fantasy Star Classics. Yeah, they've got. I think they've got one through three or four.
Four probably, if they want
Yeah.
the original series.
Oh man. Wow. But I haven't played the Fantasy Star. You know, I'm more of a Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah,
But
I'm the opposite. I never really played Final Fantasy. Only when I was much older, like over 20 years old, when I first touched the Final Fantasy game.
so
So yeah, I
neither
grew
one
up.
of us know how the fantasies compare, really.
Yeah, exactly. We know that one of them is of an F and the other is of PH. That's it. Yeah,
We're just children of the console war, T-Bone.
pretty much. Yes. Yeah. Phantasy Star was the first RPG I ever played because it was translated into Portuguese by Tectoy in Brazil, and it was the first game to be actually translated. So yeah, we it was very much approachable, even if we didn't know English much more than push start and game over back then. Yeah,
Wow, that's cool. So very formative. Was that the first RPG that you ever played?
yeah, the
Wow.
first RPG I ever played, or at least the first one that I played knowing it was an RPG and that it was a story or something. Because a lot of games we handed and it was okay. I don't know English. There's a bunch of text. I'm gonna click. Eventually, something will happen, and sometimes it didn't happen anything. So we didn't know what to do, where to go, and being in Portuguese it helped a lot. Yeah.
Oh man, Jer is asking if you're Shao Kahn. No, I mean, come
No,
on,
it's the Predator. Come on, man.
come on, man.
It's
The
clearly
Predator,
the Predator.
the Predator's been in video games. Jerry, you should know. That's for
Yeah, I
sure.
never played Mortal Kombat 9 or maybe 10 or whatever. One of those. I never played anyone past 3. Yeah,
Oh
3, I think.
yeah, I think me neither. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I have
I know
the
for sure I played the first 2. I don't remember if I played 3. Probably, yeah.
and welcome in Dave Bay, and nice to see you, Krista Wise.
Yo, dude.
Yo, we've got some real eye candy here because the album art that you've put together is simply amazing. Look at this, the art style, the line work, all the colors, they're all screaming nostalgia and Sega
Yeah.
Genesis. Who did this wonderful piece of art for you?
So this artwork was done in conjunction with Melody Zones. He's on the chat here.
Oh, hey,
Hello. Hey.
man.
And he helped me license this album as well. So much of this is thanks to him. So I gotta give credit where credit's due, and he arranged the artwork for me. So yeah, that was based. My input on the suggestion was I want something that kind of resembles the work of Aizen Suzuki,
Mm,
which is the guy who painted all the cover art for the Katsumi Hori project, especially Ocean Drive, which is one of my favorite albums ever. So yeah, that was the main inspiration behind it. And try to capture that chill and cool, cozy vibe. And I think it's nailed on the art.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, you've got lots of elements calling back to the tracks themselves. Obviously, we've got Echo, dolphins in the back. We've got the Sonic 2 kind of like textures on the ground there. The car and the little winged figure there. What might those be from?
The car is the Sonic car from Sega and Sonic All Stars Racing Transformed series, the one on newer consoles.
Oh,
Not sure
wow.
if you play those Sega kart games. It's on the 360 and PS3, PS4, and all that kind of stuff. And that's the car the Sonic drives. And the wing thing is Opa Opa from Fantasy Zone.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's
Oh,
the main character from the series, yes.
right, Fantasy Zone. That's the shoot 'em up, right?
Exactly. It's a cute 'em up, almost.
Shoot 'em up, right?
Yeah.
We do have
It's
to
so
distinguish, yes.
yeah, exactly. It's so colorful and pretty and all that.
Oh man, I think I recognized that before I recognized the name Fantasy Zone, but I definitely know that I
Yeah,
played
he's
that.
Oppo Oppo is kind of a Easter egg character for Sega. They've been throwing in several games. It's like a funny thing. There are several games in Sega that use the shop music from Fantasy Zone into their shop games. So stuff like Super Hang-On and anything pretty much Sega did on the Mega Drive that had a shop. The shop theme is from the original shop from Fantasy Zone. And in a lot of games, they use Oppo Oppo has a cursor to select things, like the little winged things, like the cursor. Yeah.
Oh, it's just a little Easter egg. Now a fully featured piece of art on your
Exactly. Yeah,
cover
he's
art.
like the main character in there. Eventually, he got the spotlight. 30 years too late, but yeah.
Oh man. Well, before we get too far ahead, I think you also wanted to shout out because you had another collaborator on that second track for the Fantasy Star intro. You had like some spoken word. It was like some kind of like lo-fi feel.
Yes,
Little
exactly.
story going on there.
That was Keiko Narita. She is from the Pixel Mixers Discord, and it was a funny story because I was doing that track for the Soundo Chill contest for 2019, and I got into a Discord call, a random Discord call on the server, and I heard the lack of quality of her mic in the call. It was perfect for a lo-fi track. So I messaged her and said, "Can you please read this text for me?" And I sent the text, and she said, "Oh, I can't. My mic is bad." And I said, "It's perfect as it is. Just send me the bad mic. It will work on the track perfectly." So it's actually I haven't had to filter the vocals a lot because it was already pre-filtered. Let's say that. But it
Oh,
works so well with the whole vibe of the track, in my opinion. Yes,
yeah, and I mean you don't have to fix it in post if it ain't broke.
exactly. Track like you can't mix. This is my motto.
Awesome. Well, we're going to start mixing it up because we've got a couple of tracks coming up. We've got the battle theme. Oh my God, what is this one from? Hold on. I'm really aching without my notes here. We've got the battle theme. This is from Fantasy Star 2. So we're going straight from Fantasy Star 1 into Final Fantasy Star
Yes,
2.
exactly. Into Final Fantasy Star Zone.
The last one in the series, of course. Um,
Actually,
and then we're going to be hearing the Lagoon of Stonefish from Echo Junior.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we get into it, what can you tell us about the battle theme from Fantasy Star 2?
The battle theme from Phantasy Star 2 that was made for DoD. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember for which month I made the track. It was probably Battle Track month because I think there was a Battle Track month last year. I'm not sure. But the main inspiration for that track, actually, the DoD version is called Koniwa Battle, which means tonight there's a battle, and it's because an homage to the Bubblegum Crisis anime. The opening it's called Koniwa Hurricane, or tonight there's a hurricane. And even though very few people caught this during the original release, the stabbed little brass chords are lifted straight from Koniwa Hurricane.
Oh,
I,
wow.
I actually learned the song because I wanted to cover it eventually. And I used, man, this is going to be fixed so well. So I throw that in there. And the whole vibe is trying to be a little bit synthwavy, but with that Bubblegum Crisis feel to it. I love Bubblegum Crisis and the music. So that's the main thing behind it. Yeah.
Cool, cool. I did just do some fact checking. There was a battle month last year at Dwelling of Duels.
There was a bad moment. Let me see. I have the. Let me open my page on Dwelling of Duels here. It's easier if I can check the damn thing.
Oh man, we should
Like,
we should yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
it's only 120 tracks. How hard can it be to find one track,
Oh
right?
my God, 142 tracks. Yeah, folks, if you want to see T-Bone's immense track record over the Dwelling of Duels community, there's the link in chat if you want to hear any of his past tracks. Because this album that we're listening to today, it's not out yet. It's going to be released either tomorrow or Saturday, right, T-Bone?
On my Bandcamp, it's out on Spotify. It's out on all the streaming platforms already.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
And iTunes and whatever you use to stream, you can probably find it. Just search for T-Bone V there and you can find it.
Yeah, T-Bone V, not T-Bone, because that'll show up with a steak.
Yeah, probably. Looks delicious, but it's not my music.
All right,
And
well,
yeah, I find the track. It was May 22 Battle Month on DoD.
there we go. Well, why don't we sink our teeth into this juicy battle theme then from Fantasy
Smooth
Star 2.
transition. Love it.
All right, folks, let's listen. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. We've got a good track order so far. I kind of love the tug, the push and pull of energetic track, and then reel it back. Let's just sit and vibe for a little bit. Yeah, is there a reason that you kind of put together the track order as you have?
Actually, that was Melody's own work. He and Hotline 20 did the track order. I just gave in the tracks and they chose that, and it was like when I saw the track order, I was like, yep, that works. So much better than anything that I could do. So yep.
Awesome. No, it's really good. Yeah, that Lagoon of the Stonefish. I mean, I haven't played Echo Junior. I think I've listened to the Echo the Dolphin soundtrack. It's very ambient. Um,
Yeah, it is.
Very
It's
spacious.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I haven't played Echo Junior as well. I just covered the song. This was for the Pixel Mixers album.
Mhm.
It's called Echoes of Time, I think. It's an entire album dedicated to the Echo music. And it's my favorite album that Pixel Mixers ever did. I mean, I love everything because there's a lot of chill, a lot of synths, and a lot of cool tracks, wavy tracks, lots of chorus because it's underwater. So you need a lot of chorus, right? So it's really cool. It's my favorite Pixel Mixer album and one that I go back to like every couple of months to listen to. It's great to vibe, yeah. And this was my little contribution to it. In these tracks, it's my friend Krobonil playing the keys. So he did the piano parts. That beautiful piano interlude in the middle is all him. I just gave him a couple of empty compass on the door and said, "Go, man, do your thing." The one he sent back to stem, I put it on like, "Yep, I'm not gonna touch that at all." That's the beauty of collabs, man. If you work with the right persons, like you don't have to do anything. Just roll in the credits. It's easier.
Well, I mean, don't kid yourself because you're pulling a lot of weight on this album. Generally speaking, like you're playing guitar, you're playing bass. Although you didn't play piano on this track, you said yourself that you have been trying to practice playing the keys a little bit more. On the last
Yeah,
bonus stage show, you had your little toy MIDI keyboard that
yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of built.
That thing is so much fun. That little thing is so much fun to play, and it's so hard to screw up with it. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to play more keys. Yeah, I love the sound of Simpson keys, so I'm trying to learn more about it and get more into the. I don't know. I'll never play piano properly. I mean, I'm not trying to kid myself and that. And I don't really care. I mean, I when I bought my keyboard, I specifically want something without weighted keys and without the piano feel. I wanted something that feels more like a synth.
Mhm.
So yeah, trying to play a little bit more synth to vary it a bit off. 20 years playing guitar. If I'm not good at that, maybe I try something else. Right?
Oh man, modest to a fault, T-Bone.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh man, and you're programming just about everything else as well. Yeah, really good sounds on your drums and other patches and stuff like that. Yeah, where do you draw the inspiration for putting together these arrangements? Like, are you like, oh, I need this instrument, I've got to play this, or like, oh, I need to find somebody else to do this. Like, what's that process like for you?
I usually let the song dictates a bit. Usually when this is the older stuff, the retro stuff with the chips and all that, I usually have in my mind how I think it was supposed to sound like, if it makes any sense. And I try to recreate that, but make it has a whole song, not just a loopable part. So with an intro and an outro, and feel like a proper song. But in terms of sound, it's what I heard in my head usually. So yeah, and a lot of times, yeah, the collabs like, okay, I can't do that. I lack the technical skill or the musical skill. So let's find me someone who can do that part specifically. So that's when I shout out to collabs. Like singing, I can't sing to save my life. So let's call someone else to sing and yeah, or play piano, which I can't play at all. So and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, but I
Beautiful.
try. I try.
Try and succeed. I think we're having a very successful listening party here. This album is very successful, definitely. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's probably already been streamed like 2 times today, and
yeah.
one of those is not me. I swear, it wasn't. Maybe just maybe. I need to check out if it was good, right? If it was okay.
Well, let's see. We're going into we are going into the city of destruction. We got another couple of another couple of RPGs. Well, no, Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy's not RPG. That's action platformer, right?
Yeah, but it's an action RPG ish,
Yeah,
maybe. It
maybe.
has
I don't know.
RPG elements. It has
Oh,
RPG elements, like they used to say. It's
hmm.
side scrolling, but you can level up and you can change your gear and buy new equipment and all that stuff. So you have a lot of back and forth, also going back to the same places, stuff like that.
Right on. Well, before we get there, we're going to be listening to City of Destruction from the first Shining Force game, and this is one that is all RPG elements, as far as I understand. It's
Yeah,
very
it's the
much
birth of the
like a
tactical RPG. So yeah,
tactical. I love me some tactical RPG. I
yeah,
didn't realize it was tactical. I should
yeah.
probably go
Shining
and play
Forces,
that.
probably. Yeah, you probably enjoy.
Oh man. Mooman's been playing a lot of. There is no easy mode in chat. There, he's been playing through a lot of those Sega games. Yeah, definitely. I want to hear your thoughts on the Shining Force, Mooman. So drop that in chat, and folks as well. If you know these games and have memories from them, we would love to see those in chat too, and maybe we can chat about them as well. But I think to set the tone, why don't we? Get into some more music here. Are you ready for that, T-Bone? Or is there anything else that you want to say about this Shining Force track before we get in?
No, actually, no. Just enjoy. It's a very chill track, despite the name. Yeah,
City of Destruction. Maybe it's been destroyed already, folks. So
probably. Yeah.
T-Bone's going to destroy your ears. No, just kidding. It's going to be sweet. Anyways, let's listen. Oh man, there is a special class of village themes that is just like, I don't know, like you've got like your peaceful doting village themes, and then you've got like these kind of like quirky ones. I feel like this is definitely in the quirky camp. Yeah, what's this village? What's its deal in Wonder Boy 5 anyways?
Yeah, it's part of the sky people thing. So it's like the middle of the game pretty much, and it's weird indeed. It's like a band of bird people stuff. So I guess the track was really suited to that stage.
Hmm.
Yeah.
At the same time, you had like kind of an airy vibe going on with your synth patches and stuff like that, and those long sustained notes, very spacious, very relaxing at the same time. Yeah, is Wonder Boy 5 one of many Wonder Boy games that you have enjoyed?
Yeah, I love the series, but it's a weird series and a hard one to follow because it got weird naming and then the split between Sega and Hudson and the Adventure Island series, which is Wonder Boy but made by another company, and then there's a license. It's like yeah, it's a mess of a series. So yeah, but I love the games, especially the second, the third, and the fifth. Yeah, are the best ones.
We just don't
The
talk about the
modern
fourth, or
remake of the third, which is Dragon Trap, is like amazing. If anyone should play one game, Wonder Boy game should play Dragon Trap, the modern remake. The guy who made it's the same guy who used to program Master System emulators and dump ROMs, and he's fictionated by the game. And it's like passionate, and it's like so amazing. He created everything from scratch by disassembling the original ROM and looking at the code. And you can even use passwords on the Master System and end up on the modern remake or go and start in the game on one and exchange save files. Like amazing. So yeah,
wow, okay.
but
Well, I'll
but the
add that.
series as a whole is a freaking mess.
So it's good to just go in, play each one in like a vacuum, and just
Yeah,
experience them
exactly.
all for their own thing.
Exactly, yeah. And then there's the Brazilian translation of the game, so it's like even more ports and different stuff. So you have the same game being called it's Wonder Boy in Monster World, Wonder Boy in Monsterland, and Mônica no Castelo do Dragão. And it's the same game. And like, why? Why?
Oh my god, localization and
Yeah, exactly.
cross-platforming. Oh my god, what a mess that used to be. I'm so glad we've come through the other side of all of that.
Yeah, in that regard, modern gaming is so much easier.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'll have to look that up by one of its several names. Well, we have been listening to Genesis Paradise, and coming up next, we've got maybe what sounds like us finally reaching those pearly gates. We've got a series of staff roles and credits and ending themes. We've got a victory lap essentially. And that's going to be the staff role from Golden Axe 2. Love Golden Axe. The ending from eSWAT. I have no idea what that is. And Victorious Way from Fantasy Zone, The Maze. T-Bone, we're going to dig into quite a bit here. So why don't you just start off telling us a little bit about what we can expect in the staff roll from Golden Axe 2.
That song was weird. I was looking for a song to cover, and I was listening to a bunch of soundtracks. And when that track played, I'm like, wait, is this still Golden Axe? Is that the Streets of Rage track? So I went to see what was playing, and was like, damn, this sounds like Streets of Rage track, but it's this Death Row from Golden Axe 2. And I don't remember, I played a lot of Golden Axe, but I don't remember that track specifically. So I was like, damn, what is that? And I did a bit of Google, and apparently the composer of Golden Axe 2 was in love with Streets of Rage, the first one. And he did that track as an homage to his friend, Yuzo Koshiro, who did the Streets of Rage track. So it's supposedly to sound like a Streets of Rage track. So that's what I tried to do. Something that maybe reminds people of Streets of Rage while listening to the staff row from Golden Axe 2. Yeah. It's weird, I know, but it's the weird stuff that I like, the deep cuts, the weird stuff that was attract me. I mean, I'm not interested in covering Bloody Tears once again. I mean, I can't add anything that the other 1,000 people who covered did and did much better than I can ever do. So what's the point in doing that? But at least I can shine a bit of light to this kind of track and those games that aren't as covered, as appreciated as maybe they should be. Right.
And really, like, a good piece of trivia there too, like the fact that you're using it as a vehicle to further reference the Streets of Rage soundtrack.
Yeah, it was really weird, man. It was like a brain fart moment. Wait, what am I listening to?
I think that's the opposite of a brain fart. I think that's you're taking air in, I think.
Maybe, yeah. It was a brain suck then.
Brain suck. Oh my god. Wow, we're talking about high art and lots of very complex ideas here on this.
I can express myself in English, as you can clearly hear. Sorry about
Excellent command of the language. Thank you, T-Bone.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh. And that's just because it's in the middle and we might not get to digest it as much. The ending theme from eSWAT. First of all, what the heck is eSWAT? I mean, it sounds like a side-scrolling shooter game, but is that really all it is?
Yeah, it is a side-scrolling shooting game. It starts on the arcades and then was ported to the Mega Drive and to the Master System. And this track is from the Master System version, which is a little bit, it's like a remix of the Mega Drive arcade tracks. Like, the composer knew they didn't have enough channels to do the entire track, so he kind of rewritten in a way that worked better for the little Master System. And this track was, for me, like the first time I did a proper synthwave track. This track is like full synths, no guitars, and it's like really weird for me to do a track with no guitar. So it's like, yeah, let's try that for a change. So that was the thing behind it. I listened to the track like, yeah, I don't think I can play enough of that stuff on guitar, so maybe I should program it. And that ended up being that ending theme from eSWAT. It's a really cool game. You play like a regular cop, then it's got every time you advance on the game, you get a piece of an armor and you end up like this robot dude or this Iron Man dude, which is the eSWAT, Cyber Police, whatever is the subtitle of the game. Yeah. But it's a really cool game, especially the arcade version. It's like a short game, but it's really cool.
Sweet. I'll definitely have to check that out. Well, let's save the juice talking about Fantasy Zone, obviously the star of the cover art and everything. But yeah, folks, this is our victory lap. We're going to be listening to the staff roll from Golden Axe 2, the ending from eSWAT, and Victorious Way from Fantasy Zone: The Maze. Let's listen.
Bless.
Well, here we are now, clearly in paradise. Genesis Paradise, everybody. T-Bone, that was an amazing way to end the set, or the set.
The
Amazing way
set,
to set,
yes.
finish this live performance that you just,
Truly like. No wrong notes tonight,
no
just the
wrong
right
note.
ones.
100% perfect. We did it. Thank you very much, everybody, for witnessing this incredible moment. No, I guess we have melodies to thank a little bit for the track order, but
Yeah,
nevertheless,
for sure.
yeah, yourself to credit for those wonderful tracks. Yeah, that victorious way. Is that like the ending theme for Fantasy Zone? It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It is the ending theme of Fantasy on the Maze, which is a spin-off of the original series. It's like a cool series because the first two games are like a cutened up version of Defender, the classic arcade, and the Maze is a cutened up version of Pac-Man, basically. So yeah, that is the ending theme of it. It's a really cool soundtrack. It's all upbeat and groovy and with a little Latin feel to it, so it works perfect for this kind of track, which is why I threw the pandero and the cuica in there. I needed to. I had to. So yeah, but it's a really cool track. I really like that, and that game is really fun to play, especially two players. That's the game you can play two players. Circle back to the beginning. Yeah, that game is really cool to play two players, like a two-player Pac-Man, but you can shoot the bad guys because
Awesome.
why not?
Yeah, yeah. Why not shoot them?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Why
exactly,
doesn't Pac-Man just get a gun? I feel like he
exactly.
could win
It
that
would solve
game
a lot of his
so
problems.
much
Just shoot
easier.
the ghosts, right?
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, it seems easier than eating them, but
Yeah, probably.
but I'm not a video game designer. I don't know anything about video games.
Yeah, me
Oh,
neither. I barely know how to play them.
no, we just
So
play
yeah.
the music. We've been establishing that pretty regularly here on the listening parties. Is that video game musicians, cover artists? We don't play the games. We just play the music. We don't actually understand
It's
anything
the
about
same.
video games. So,
Exactly, yeah. We know the tracks, the music, and that's it.
oh man. Well, this has been really wonderful to listen to. So, folks, that is correct. It's going to be out on the Bandcamp tomorrow or Saturday. So definitely follow T-Bone on Bandcamp, and you'll get notified of that as well. We had that link for all of the other platforms that you can listen to it on.
Yeah, it's pretty
Um,
much everywhere. Just search for T-Bone V all together in lower case, and you will find. Oh,
mhm.
and the rest of my music probably is there too.
It's even on Deezer.
It's even on Deezer. See, it's like easy. There's no excuse not to listen to playlists and listen again and put on repeat and give me all those fractions of cents that we get. Right, let's
Yeah.
get rich playing VGM,
Oh
right?
man. Well, hey, that exchange rate doesn't hurt. That's for sure, right?
Yeah, right. That fraction becomes a fraction times three.
Wow, we've had fractions over fractions. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Well, T-Bone, this has been largely a collection of tracks that you've been putting together for Pixel Mixers and the Dwelling of Duels community. What are you going to be working on next?
Well, next I have this month's Dwelling of Duel track, of course. And I'm working with Melody Zones on a track for an upcoming album of his. So that's there to be lookout to. There's one Pixel Mixers album that I submit the track that should be releasing this summer. It's Bravely Default. I never played the game, but I did a track. It's from Bravely Default, I can tell you that much. And yeah, it's a game. Apparently, it's a RPG on some
I think it's a
console.
tactical RPG.
I
Actually,
have no idea. I actually just saw the MIDI files.
I did see that it's on sale right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. So if
Oh, right.
anybody's
So it's
into
on the
that,
Switch. See, I knew it's on Nintendo. I knew that. I knew that. I pretty much know the game inside out. I know the name, and yeah, I know the name.
and a couple of notes from the songs, yeah.
Yeah, probably if I can remember those. But there's that coming out. There's the original album coming out, hopefully in August. It's called Tactical Sound Units, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be 10 tracks of synthwave goodness A lot of my friends singing on it. You have Ian Martin, which y'all know and love here on Bond Stage. Yeah, he sang on a track, and it's like I'm so it's so difficult to hold to these tracks because I have the track, it's finalized, and I can't release it yet. So it's like I want to release, I want everyone to listen to because it's so cool. But yeah, I have that coming up probably on August if I can gather everything, all the collaborations and everything for that. And then I don't know, the future will tell probably. But there's a lot of more music coming up
Yeah.
for sure. I'm still trying to perfect that half lo-fi, half synthwave, half bossa nova track. I'm gonna nail that one of these days.
That'll
I
be
just don't
your
know which day.
sound, and no one will be able to take that from you.
Exactly, yeah, it's gonna be the low synth bossa or something like that. I need to work on the name. I'm gonna let the marketing department work on the name.
Oh God.
But
Oh well,
yeah,
like yeah.
it's coming eventually. But yeah, the main thing that's coming sooner, it's gonna be the Melodies on his album. So that one's probably gonna be released. I think it's late July, maybe, probably early August as well. And it's gonna be really cool. It's a really cool track. So hopefully everybody will get to listen to that one. And then we have the original album, which I'm so excited about it because it's like I put a lot of effort and heart and all that into that, and I hope it translates into the music. And then there's of course the Dwelling of Duels thing happening every month,
Yeah.
so always a track to look out there. It's like I always joke that Dwelling of Duels is my therapy. It's like what I do to keep myself sane every month, like playing a little VGM on the side.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, shout out to
Yeah.
the Dwelling of Duels community. Shout out to the Pixel Mixers community. Shout out to Lauren the Flute and her community. Thank you for rating us with a party of 21. Hi, if
Oh,
you're new here, welcome to Bonus Stage. We are currently having, well, we are currently finishing one of our listening parties here. We've unfortunately just finished listening to all of the music for our guest here, Tibonev's latest release, Genesis Paradise. But oh, no apologies necessary. I don't know. Maybe we can just play the entire album all over again. Uh,
yeah, sure.
but we do host listening parties here for the VGM and nerd music community, as well as concerts and occasional gaming. So yeah, definitely follow if that's something that you're interested in. Thank you so much, Lauren, for bringing your community over here to us. And sorry that we're going to be wrapping things up here. Well, T-Bone, yeah, it sounds like you've got a lot coming up. I mean, just in the next couple of months, you know.
Yeah, I've been busy, I guess. These
Oh,
last couple of months, I released a Zelda single, a Sonic single, a Final Fantasy 9 EP, and now the full Genesis album. And then there's another tracks coming up. Yeah, I guess I've been a little bit busy,
oh
but
man. Well,
it's
make
the
sure
good
your
kind of
Bandcamp
busy.
is all kept up to speed.
Yeah, I need to. Man, I need to update all the things. As long as I don't have to edit video, I'm fine. I
Mm.
just hate editing video, and my ancient computer really doesn't like when I open any kind of video editor.
Oh man. Well, you just need to put that on your media team, right?
Yeah, right.
You
I'm
just need
gonna
to
I'm gonna
delegate.
have to work that to my media team for sure. Yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, it's been really fun these last couple of months. I like I said, I had to give a shout out to Melody Zone and Hotline Sueni for working with me on all these new releases. It's been really good to working with them, and I hope to extend that into the near future. And yeah, lots of music coming up, and hopefully maybe I can play bonus stage again sometime soon, or maybe later in the year. Who knows, right?
Absolutely. Yes, we'll talk about that privately. We're not going to
Yeah, let's
spoil
put you on
anything.
the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be really cool. No,
Well,
just kidding. But just saying that I love on the stage. It's been my pleasure playing here all these times that I played, and it's this whole initiative, man. I gotta thank you. It's so much fun, and I tune in every time that I can because it's really cool. And I've met a lot of new artists and new music too that I would never be exposed to, different styles and stuff that I wouldn't search. So yeah, it's really cool, and I hope to keep being a part of it for the future as well.
definitely. Well, you're a pleasure to have here, and it's been a pleasure having you here today. So thank you for sharing your new album with us, and for joining us to speak about it as well. It was a really good time. Yeah, we're going to wrap things up. Folks who joined the raid, people who have been here watching, I will definitely select a raid target if you're still down to hang out on Twitch. And if not, and either way, folks, thank you so much for being here. Do have a good night and follow T Bone on all of his channels for future releases. Until next time, we'll see. Well, actually, the next time, that's just going to be next week. We've got our friend Audio Mocha on to talk about his new album. What is it called? It's the Seas of Destiny, a Xenoblade tropical tribute. So if you're a fan of surf rock, definitely tune in next Wednesday. That's going
Definitely
to be
tuning. I listened to that album to some tracks in preview, and it's like awesome.
nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to showing that one off. But yeah, folks, we're going to wrap things up here. So thank you very much for sticking around. I'll put on some music and we'll select a raid target, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. See you all. Bye.